Hey, how you doing, everybody?
Yep, hold
It's
on,
me,
hold on.
Alan.
Something's
Oh.
going on here. Okay, it didn't pop up properly, so yeah, okay, we're good now. I
Hey,
I
everybody, how
freaking
you doing?
started this talking about how we weren't gonna have any problems, and then a new problem happens.
Oh, amazing. Okay. Oh,
Hello, everyone.
hey, it's me, Alan Blood. How you doing?
Hey, it's
Ah,
Aaron.
here, we got Mr. Galone over here. Aaron. Oh, dude. Technical problems for people. Aren't they enjoyable?
Yeah, I'm like, "Okay, let's hit record." I started this. I'm like, "Oh, I need to pop this out," and the screen goes completely black when you started talking and then finally popped in. I'm like, "Okay."
All right, let's run with this. Do-do-do. Ah, so I had adventures in 3D printing once again, and this time adventures in not contrast paints, but yes, let's say contrast paints or high pigmentation speed paints, which I have reviews for all three. What about you, man?
Oh, okay. I've had a amazing time the past couple weeks since we've last recorded. My wife's surgery got moved back. Uh, so it was supposed to be last Friday. It is now this Friday. Regardless, when this goes out, my wife has had surgery. Um, it almost was in the middle of August, which would have had to redo everything, which sucked. But in the same amount of time, I've been working on stuff. Hopefully, some big things in the future. Not still. I've mentioned it before on here that I'm not going to mention it. Like, say what it actually is. We're getting closer to being ready. I had to order something special so I could work on this, and also had a very long conversation with a good friend of both Alan and mine about something. Not going to say what that is yet, because that's stage 2 of my plan. But
Okay.
also, dumbassery on my part has happened. So we had big storms recently. Literally, Ohio went completely dark in the middle of the day for like 10 minutes with heavy downpour and no sunlight. Um, People without power for a little while, blah, blah, blah. So I have a shed in my backyard. The door does not properly close anymore. It's a piece of junk. I want it ripped down. I just don't have the money for it yet. The wind blew the door open. And I'm like, you know what? When it's done raining, I'll go outside and take care of it. Fast forward to after sundown. I go out, take the dogs out. I'm like, oh, I have forgotten to close that. Let me get my shoes. And I start walking out. Now, about a year ago, my wife got us a new fire pit. And unfortunately, this was a bowl that would then sit on these legs. The bowl rusted out. That got thrown away. But I left the legs in the old fire pit. Except for right before the rainstorm, I took it out and left it in the yard because I had to clean the fire pit. My yard that is now pitch black, and those legs are black.
Oh, wow.
Uh, I ripped the first layer of skin off on my leg twice.
I read that and cringed.
Yes, it hurt so bad, but I'm like, okay, yeah, screw it. Let's get inside. Got inside, cleaned the wound, wrapped it up, put band-aids on it because I didn't have any gauze. And then I discovered a very horrifying truth. Goodbye, Sasha. She has evidently decided she doesn't want to be in here anymore. Uh,
You don't
so,
sound me like that, Sasha.
so band-aids are made to soak up blood. You know what they don't soak up? Plasma. I have a tendency of bleeding plasma when I get bad wounds. Do you know what happens when plasma dries against something?
It cements.
Yes.
Oh
It
no,
was like
no,
ripping off
no.
my skin. It hurt worse to remove the bandages than it did to get the wound.
Oh wow.
I'm like, okay, I kind of did this to myself. This is punishment. Okay, I accept this.
As
But
you
I
were.
finally I actually took a look at it. It's still healing. It is a gash. Like I should have taken care of those damn things when I threw away the bowl. But yeah, that was my week dealing with trying to figure out the new surgery schedule, doing some work on the YouTube channel, and then peeling skin off of my leg. That was fun.
No, 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 no.
I
No.
actually just finished 2 videos for my YouTube channel. There's only one more I still have to do, and it's fun because the first one was Spider-Man Noir.
Okay.
And as I'm finishing it, I'm like, you know what? I want to do one of the other Spider-Men, not one of like the popular ones, like 2099. That's in the poll, or Miles Morales. That's in the poll. That's actually the next poll for Spider-Man. And then I remembered that in Earth 72, Spider-Man was part of the Weapon Plus program.
Oh, that guy is awesome.
I did him, and I quickly wrote the script, recorded everything, and finished it at like what was it, like noon today.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm doing. If I put him in the polls, no one's going to vote for him, in my opinion. So I'm like, let's just automatically put him as a bonus.
There you go. Because that's an interesting character.
Oh yeah, he's very interesting. But I even gave everyone a clue, like, hey, we're going to do 2 Spider-Men next week, but one is out there, and you probably wouldn't vote for him if you saw him, but he is very unique. And so far,
He's nothing but good story.
yeah,
I like that one.
none of them have guessed it. Only 3 have guessed. Spider Ham. I'm like, no, not Spider
No,
Ham.
not Spider.
Spider Man Ruin, which, if you know him, he's not a superhero. He's just a very tragic story. And then someone said Spider's Man. To which I
Oh,
went, "That's an interesting one, but I don't know how to
that is
make
a good
a
one.
super colony of spider." Actually, no, you know what? I've done that before. I have made a character that is in fact a super colony of insects. I could probably do that. Yeah, I could do it again. Okay. Probably won't, but I could do
You
it
got
again.
the skill. You can do that. You got the skill to do
Like I said, I've done characters that are super colonies of insects before. It's actually not that difficult.
it.
But yeah, that was my week.
I'm still remembering the tick. A colony, a colony of ants had him running away, and they thought it was a weakness. It's like, no, it's just creepy. Oh, Ben Edlund, I miss you. Bring something else back here.
They're trying to do the Tick again. Like he still wants the Tick to come back.
Uh, well, let's see what happens with that. I would like Eastman to do. I'd like Eastman to be more prolific with his writing because I want more semi-serious Ninja Turtle stories. I mean, the stuff made for general pop, that was fine. Okay, you want that 12-year-old demographic starting in on your story, getting in on there. But those original stories from the 80s and how they progress through today, including what, The Last Ronin? Oh, just chef's kiss writing there. Fantastic. Now, of course, they didn't move the story along in the reprint that Palladium did for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles another Strangeness role playing game, but it's just good to open those books and just look over the artwork and the foundation in those. But there's just so much ideas and opportunity that you can bring into uh, that universe or that paradigm's stories with how these particular characters have developed over time.
You actually
Well,
just reminded me. So I have an interesting little tidbit. So they just released a new Ninja Turtles toy line, a special edition. They've been doing these. There was He-Man crossover with Ninja Turtles,
yes,
Godzilla crossover with Ninja Turtles. This
yes.
new one is GI Joe, with Leonardo as Snake Eyes, April as Scarlet.
Scarlet,
Um, I think I kind of want to say Raphael was Shipwreck. Um,
Raphael Shipwreck.
I
Okay,
cannot recall
okay,
who all the turtles are because I'm mostly been focused on who the Foot Clan are.
right.
You got Shredder as Cobra Commander. You got Krang as Destro. Slash is Storm Shadow. And then I can't remember who Bebop and Rocksteady are. I think they're both dreadnoughts. But sadly, we went looking for them this weekend because the wife's birthday. I was about saying is was this weekend, but no, it's not. It's coming up, but we're celebrating now because of the surgery. I'm
Yep.
like, what day was my birthday? It was their birthday. No, it was. It hasn't happened yet. But we went book shopping. Um,
Yes, love it.
and I picked up a Age of Sigmar book because I've been wanting to read it. It's about the Seraphon, and she was looking for horror novels, and then we got on the kick of searching for toys. Freaking scalpers have already bought up all of the Ninja Turtle GI Joe toys, and they're now online for twice the price. She was like, I bet if I look on this website, and she's like, there it is, and she's showing me two
How
to
much?
three times the price
Of
of
course.
in stores. Like,
That's
yeah, every store we went to, the only ones that were left were the vehicles, and the vehicles are too big for my liking, so I never
okay.
buy them. And a couple of the turtles, but I'm only looking for Slash as Storm Shadow and Cobra Commander Shredder. Oh, and they also came out with military Ninja Turtles. I saw those, like the Ninja Turtles as part of, the United States Army, the Navy, some actual vehicles that are true military vehicles that have been turtleified.
Yes. Yes.
And I've been watching San Diego Comic Con updates. A
Oh,
lot of
seriously?
turtle stuff is coming from that, including they are doing the Cowabunga collection, which is redoing all the classic toys, and they just showed the toys from the second movie, what they're going to be.
Okay.
That and my wife went completely apeshit nuts because Monster High, their favorite doll line, has announced
Okay.
their new dolls for the rest of the year. Yeah, next week, Michael Myers goes up. And I'm like, okay. She looks at me, is like, I don't care how much pain I'm in or what we're doing. You are going to be on that website. And the second it goes, you're buying the pre order. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll do it.
uh, so you're gonna try to beat scalpers. Good luck.
Yeah. Well,
Good luck.
so Mattel had this problem earlier this year with the Killer Clowns from Outer Space Monster High doll.
Oh
And
man.
it was so bad that they had to do a re-release and
Right.
they've been doing things to help with this. Um Unfortunately, because it was a re-release, my wife cannot have it until next year, but she's already paid for it. She got Gozer almost instantly, and it's here. So they're actually like, yeah, we're going to be combating the scalpers. So Oh, and
Guys mess up
the
a wet
wife has
dream.
come in with Gozer the Monster High doll and has
Goes to the
Vance
Gozerian.
and Zool as pets.
So, oh, oh, the gatekeeper, the key master. Goes to the Gozerian. Please move. Are you a god? No. That joke was so perfect in the latest Reitman movie. That was awesome. Come on, Ray. Ray, come on.
You know what to say, Ray.
Know what to say, Ray. Oh, we're gonna die. ah, ah. So, let's see. I'm not gonna go over adventures in 3D printing because I found it to be very blood pressure raising. So, so I'm gonna leave that to the side for now. I'll possibly say something later on off track or something like that. But what I've done is that everybody knows about contrast paints or high pigmentation, high fluidity paints. Well, I've decided to jump in. Well, I jumped in basically maybe about 8 months ago, and I've been working with what Vallejo has produced, what GW has produced, and what Army Painter has produced. Right now, Army Painter has has the widest selection of paint so far. Um, that is seconded by Vallejo, which has 60, and then GW on their contrast paints. I sorry I don't have that number together for you, but they're kind of expensive for the size to come through. So let's break some stuff down here. I sent Aaron a picture of a 75 millimeter gnome artificer. And what I've done is that I've gone ahead and I've just done nothing but use the Vallejo Express paints, which are the high pigmentation, contrast, speed painting equivalent, on this. And I will say it's got great coverage on it, and I do like how my pre-shading, that is basically grayscaling the model, has basically enhanced how the paints go on. People are normally, when they're introduced to this, yes, paint this one color, this one bright color, and you can just add your contrast paints to it. I would not recommend that. I would say grayscale your model first, and that's basically uh, put a gray primer on it, and then dry brush all your edges with a white paint or a lighter gray. When you put the contrast paint on, or the express paint or the high pigmentation paint, everything should pool and visibly come up correctly, giving depth to the model. Now, here's another mistake that people make with the contrast paints, and I'm gonna keep using the word contrast paints forever. Uh, that's not your stopping point. After that paint dries, you can still put on brighter colored paints or layers to what you put on to enhance your model. I've done that successfully with the female Ogren model that I printed up from Reptilian Overlords, and that came out fantastic. And the great thing about the express or contrast paints is that they settled perfectly and did what they were supposed to do. The extras that I did basically just enhanced that. So you can, if you have a basic painting technique, you can use your contrast paint as your base coat. Now let me go ahead and break down some prices for you. I forgot how my mouse worked. I'm sorry, it's taking some time. Uh, uh, all right. So Games Workshop contrast paints cost about $7.80 per 18 mil pot. So 18 mil, 15 mils is half an ounce. 18 mil pot, $7.80 a piece. How many contrast paints does GW have? Since I didn't have that to begin with. There are 61 Games Workshop Citadel contrast paints in their range. 61. Army Painter. Army Painter has 90. So they have a broader color range for you, and you can find on YouTube as many videos and how-tos, and take a good look at their color range. And the cost, so an 18 mil bottle of Army Painter paints range from $4.39 to $5.74. So as you see, from GW $7.80 for an 18 mil bottle, for for just roughly over an ounce. Army Painter gives you more paints as well as a better cost break on them. Okay, Vallejo Express Color 18 mil bottles. Wow, it seems to have a pattern here. Cost about $3.75 to $6. And how many do you get? Well, right now, I've got the entire range, and that's about 60 bottles. So some of the things I've done with contrast paints, we'll go ahead and have up pictures for you here to take a look at them. But I found them to, yes, it does help with the speed in which you can complete an army, yeah, as well as any of the paints. As I found out, you can mix and match. It doesn't matter whether you have basic Citadel Games Workshop paints, basic Army Painter paints, basic Vallejo paints, basic Pro Acryl. Does not matter. They're all tools in your toolbox. Here's a very truism. If someone tells you through commercial, these will improve your painting capability, that's a lie. What improves your painting capability is time. Time will improve it. If you ever look at someone's paint job and say, "Oh, I'd never be able to do that," first of all, you just hamstrung yourself. Don't do that. It's best, give it a try. If you want help, there are plenty of people out there willing to show you a YouTube video. Come to the Model Citizens page, ask questions. There's about maybe 300 people there with about collectively, I would say about 800 years worth of painting experience. It's a very relaxing hobby. Your first couple of times, you're going to be frustrated. Talk to somebody. We can get you off the ledge, and we can get you having fun with your painting journey, with the tools that you use. But if you ever see an advertisement, this will improve your painting. No, it's a tool. And sometimes people mistake tools as being magic devices that will go ahead and complete the entire job for you. Nah, it's a process, man. Like cooking's a process. Like sports, it's a process. And I would say give it a try. I'm gonna throw some things up here on the video for you to take a look at. But the best place you can always get these tools, your friendly local gaming store. Now, my friendly local gaming store, I have 3 of them, and they're over 15 minutes to 30 minutes to 45 minutes away from me. So sometimes I need things immediately, I have to order them online. Now, here's some things that your friendly local gaming stores do. Most of them have an online store. Call your boy up, not me, your friendly local gaming store, and see what they can do to accommodate you with the materials that you need. Last thing I'll talk about is my Pathfinder journey. These guys are detailed. Oh, they have a book for everything. They have a book called Treasure Vault. Guess what's in that? And it's about 300 something pages. Oh, oh God. Battle Cry, going over massive battles in your RPG. Guys, I opened up Pandora's box of role playing here. These guys are, I'll say this up front. They'll never beat the amount of paper Palladium has put out. But oh wow, Pathfinder, they they are depopulating trees across the planet. Two companies, they're wrestling for it. But I would suggest, well, if you want to save money, don't do what I do. But go to either Paizo.com or go to Palladium or Palladium Game Store to see what they have, and then go to your friendly local gaming store and go through that. My I've my Kickstarter so far. Right now, all my Savage World Kickstarters are coming in. Now, Savage Worlds are still my main drug here. Everything else is a resource, and it's a damn good resource. And I also might sneak into some Kobold Press stuff. Yeah. Yep. First taste is free. Thanks, Aaron. Anyways, that's gonna be it for me tonight. I'm gonna let this man
Yeah.
do his thing.
I'm avoiding going to local game stores right now because I really do want to start getting back into getting all the Kobold Press books since I had to stop for a little while. Oh, I found her spot. I got the leg twitch going.
There you go, Sasha.
There you go.
Yes. Control your human.
Yep. But yeah, Kobold Press, as I've said the last time, they're just so awesome. I actually do want to talk about another D&D module, or really just a tabletop RPG module. Because, like I said with the Kobold Press one, I'm not trying to say, hey, this is a good module for you. This is why you want to play D&D. It's this module. I love finding these modules because of the ideas they can bring to the table. And yeah, they do have a lot of, I only have D&D modules, so they're going to be for D&D, but there's some interesting stuff. And the next one I want to talk about is probably way into what I enjoy. And that is a nameless world from the Critical Crafting Company, or Critical Crafting Games, whatever they want to call themselves. And more importantly, this little book, Mage's War. Now, this is the main
Oh,
book. It, like I said, it does not have a name for the world, but this is the main book. They have offshoots that add more to the story, and more stuff. But even if you don't want to go for the Mage's War stuff, let me throw this out there. They have a book with just a world of dinosaurs. They have another one that's Wild West Adventures. I have that one. It's great. Um, I said this in a review I once did. Do you remember Dino Riders? Because Critical Crafting sure as hell remembers Dino Riders. The happiness on Alan's face.
look, when you get a certain age, ask you what your favorite dinosaur is anymore. That's
Dilophosaurus, if
sad.
anyone's curious.
That's so sad. Mine was the good old Triceratops.
I'm weird. The Dilophosaurus, yeah, it was in Jurassic Park, but it wasn't the frills or anything. The shape of its head. I love the crests. The skull is so amazing. I have right now, what is it? 3 Dilophosaurus Funkos above my head. Behind me, I still have to unpack them, are a Dilophosaurus fossil Funko and a Dilophosaurus egg hatching Funko. Downstairs, there's a bunch of Dilophosaurus action figures and whatnot, because the wife loves getting them for me, since it's my favorite dinosaur. But anyway, so what about the Mage's War world do I really like? And why does it fill so much stuff for my games? So it is very sci-fi, but it's fantasy at the exact same time. And when I say that, I don't mean it's sci-fi fantasy. I mean it's literally a world that you could be in what you would picture as a fantasy village. There's elves and whatnot. But then you go up a hill, and in the distance, you see a city controlled by the Order of the Blank. And it is almost modern day looking. It's natural for this in this world. So if you're curious about how this happened, so I'll go over a little bit of the backstory before we go into all the other cool stuff here. Firstly, in this world, three necromancers kind of took over everything. They beat everyone. They were in charge. People were fighting back, trying to stop them, trying to take them out. When something happened, uh, we don't fully know the details, but it sounds like a spaceship crashed on the planet. And someone who is now only known as the Nameless found it and began experimenting. And he discovered a new power source. And with it, he took technology into the Renaissance and then past. The Order of the Blank has a kind of Renaissance era look to it. If the Renaissance was overdone by the Mechanicus in a lot of ways with what I just said, I'll get to that later. But then the Order of the Blank was formed with this technology, and together with the people and the mages, they defeated the evil wizards. And then the Order of the Blank went, you know what? No wizards whatsoever, and started the Mages War to annihilate all magic users. Um,
Ooh.
and it just goes from there. This book and this world really adds so much fun stuff. They have a one shot that takes place. It is half train heist, half rescue prisoner from an impossible prison. And this impossible prison is a submarine train that is underneath the water, constantly
that,
moving.
that sounds fun.
Yeah. But you get into this book. Sadly, it does not have a lot of subclasses in it. I actually talked to the creator of Mage's War, but because I actually was one of the content creators that did a review for it, so I was able to talk to him. And unfortunately, they didn't have the time or the resources to play test the subclasses to get them into the book. They did release subclasses in their Patreon.
Okay.
Maybe one day they'll put them all in a book, so they'll be out. But there is a Paladin of Arcane and a Paladin of the Blank. Now, how can a Paladin be part of the Order of the Blank? Well, they have found a way to effectively reinvent the magic system. And it's just, this is how it works. It's exactly identical to the. What is that? I keep hearing something. And while Alan was talking, I was like, what the hell is that? I just heard it again. The wife is dropping stuff. I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Don't look. Stop looking, Aaron. Don't. It's too late.
But it is effectively it's D&D magic system, but it is anti-magic. So it works very differently. But it is still the spell slots and all of that. It's just anti-magic. One of the things that is very interesting that I have decided not to add in to my games, well, kind of add into my games. You see, they've added something called modding. And they have two types of modding. The one that's been in the Wild West supplement and this book is modding weapons, particularly just firearms. That I am using in my campaign. The other modding is called grafting, and it's body modifications. I'm talking surgical attachments being removing limbs from the body, replacing it with weapons, replacing it with a lot of stuff. That though was really cool. Oh, by the way, this book has chain swords in it, so if you want to do some 40k, they have it in there.
Chain
But
swords. Yes.
mechs are in this game. They're not Gundam style mechs, more like Jaegers from Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim. Why did I say specific? So it's
Stop
a
flexing your nerd.
massive machine. They have massive machines just ripping apart cities. Um,
Yeah.
this book
Stop
just
flexing.
adds so much stuff. Oh, and
He's
they've even
flexing your
added
nerd, bro.
radiation as an elemental damage type for D&D. That is in their stuff. Not in this book. It's in a supplement, but you can get it off of their website, I believe. But this book just has so many different additions for monsters, for hazards, traps, gear, armor. The artwork is stunning. I'm going to bring the book back up. This on the cover here is called the Rune Dragon. Alan, I want you to take a very close look at this art. Do you notice every detail? The lines down here, the
Yeah.
fire, all of that.
Right.
This is an accurate representation of the STL file I got from the Kickstarter.
Oh, wow.
I had to see it in person. That's how they found out about my YouTube channel and gave me the beta rules. I talked to them for a while. This dragon I had to run at Origins a couple years ago because I needed to see the Rune Dragon. And it is a massive. You can't. This little guy. That's a dude. This is a mount. I don't know if any of my printers can handle this thing.
Oh, if you have time to slice it up and if you want to spend the money in resin, you can.
Yeah. Well, I have the resin. I think it already is pre-sliced. I haven't actually extracted the files for that one.
Okay.
I've extracted the files for a couple of them, but not that one. But yeah, these guys are artists. And the miniatures are beautiful. They look exactly like, excuse me, the artwork. If you are wanting to be inspired for an arcane punk campaign or just a straight sci-fi campaign, Critical Crafting will bring it. They like when you are attempting to create a business like a tabletop RPG. Excuse me. God, I went into Columbus for like 1 hour today, and the second I went in, I sucked up so much pollen. My nose has been messed up for the entire day now. But if you are wanting to start something like this with critical crafting did, like Cobalt Press, you have to ask, who are you targeting? Are you targeting the DMs like me who are all about collecting things for inspiration? Are you trying to get lore buffs? Are you trying to get players? Are you trying to get people like Alan, who is all about 3D printing and these beautiful miniatures? Critical Crafting checks all the boxes every single time. Like, I got over 100 miniatures from this Kickstarter, and that barely covers what they have. Like, when they come out with a new set, they're bringing the miniatures, they're bringing the lore, they're bringing everything. Critical Crafting it's never going to replace Cobalt Press in my heart. Just Cobalt Press is for the love of the game.
For the
But
love of the
these,
game.
like, I'm not even joking about that. Remember what I said. Some of the monsters Cobalt Press put out, these are monsters that haven't been seen in D&D for years, several editions, and they're bringing them back. There's some that are mythological or cryptids that I've never even heard of. Cobalt Press does it for the love. These guys right here, they're just on a whole other level. and they
Uh,
will inspire the hell out of you no matter what it is you're looking for.
you just got the grognards involved there. The old
And
heads.
I
What?
haven't even gotten to the fact that they do body horror too. One of the things that I found most interesting in this book, and it's in this book, it is a playable race of creatures. It is their version of the Warforged. Now, for D&D players, you know what a Warforged is. It's a construct. How is that body horror? Simple. They're not based on just metal. They have to start somewhere. And where they started had a heartbeat. These things
Ooh.
are the nihilists. They look like Pinhead decided to play D&D. Like they're missing skin, they have metal armor placed on them. Their creature type, you have to choose, are they a construct now or are they a monstrosity? How much of the organic has been replaced?
You owe pictures on that now.
Oh, there's going to be pictures. Like
Oh
they
yeah.
have pictures in this book and I'm going to show them up here. They're probably up on the screen now. Probably
Mm-hmm.
been up on the screen the whole time. Uh Future Aaron, get on that. But these guys will check so many boxes, not just with what your hobby is, but what inspires you. Like I said, they got mechs, they got guns, they got special bullets for said guns. They have magic, giant dragons, giant constructed monsters, races that should not exist but are just there anyway. Everything is there, everything is on the table. And
Ah,
it once more, like I said with Kobold Press, it's an old world feel with arcane punk mixed in, and then Daleks show up. This world, and it just works.
ah,
The Kobold Press Midgard works, and it shouldn't because it has all this crazy stuff in it. This is literally a grim, dark campaign setting that perfectly mixes high fantasy, arcane punk, and science fiction together. It's a perfect mingling. They even talk about it, how it doesn't feel like it should work, but it can work if you want to
yeah.
do it. And even if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to have like a rudimentary medieval village, and next thing you know, there are metal guys in what looks like conquistador armor wielding electric pistols. Yeah, the blank soldiers actually have kind of a
Ah,
conquistador look to them. Not all of them, the base foot soldiers do. But yeah, like this book will inspire you. At least I hope it would because it just has so much amazing stuff in it. I refused to look at the lore until I got the book in hand. I had the PDF for over a year. So I was looking at the weapons. I was taking notes about the weapons, figuring out how to add them into my game, to mod them, reading all about the grafting system, looking at the creatures and all of that. The second I got the lore, the book was in my hand. I read it and it was good. I really want to get into their radiation supplement that they did because they released some of it onto Instagram and it's fun. They called it Fallout in D&D. It's not actually Fallout. It is their Mages War stuff, except this is a highly radiated zone. But like I said, they're checking all the boxes with this, and it is really good, really great. So if you want unique science fiction with fantasy, go over to Critical Crafting, check out Mages War, check out all their stuff. They even have I mentioned it, Kobold Press had my Leviathans, Maya, not Maya, sorry. That's actually from my game, Moya.
oh yeah.
If my players are listening, they just figured out something. uh,
Oh, they won't listen. Stop listening.
One of them's listening, and she just called out.
Stop listening.
Yet she already figured it out.
All right.
That's what she just said. I already knew. But guess what? Critical Crafting. They have their own version of the Leviathan. It's a bit smaller, can only have about 8 medium to small size creatures in it, versus the Cobalt Press being an actual ship. And guess what? I also have that as a STL file because they gave it to me. It's awesome. Kind of looks like a whale turtle almost. But yeah, so for inspirations, this is feeding into my Spelljammers campaign very heavily. I needed the basis for, there is a race of creatures that were only in one D&D module. One. I'm adding them to my Spelljammers campaign. I needed something to base them on. And wouldn't you know it, they're just like the Order of the Blank. So that's what it's going to be. But yeah, so seriously, if nothing I said inspired you, I'll try harder next time. But if it did, go look at the artwork for these guys, go look at the miniatures, go look at the book. You will be inspired by what they have. And that's it for me. If I literally keep going, I'm just going to be repeating the same 5 words over and over again.
Dude, goob out. Just goob out, man. Saw the latest Avatar movie. I recommend watching it. Toph, my favorite character, is still a badass.
I was about to say, you said movie. I'm like, dude, I don't really like Avatar. No, Airbender. Gotcha.
Yeah. Oh, the Last Airbender. Oh, no. The James Cameron stuff. Leave that over there. I'm talking about Aang and the crew. They're about basically college graduate age. And I'll just say this about the movie. What I love is that each of the bending styles is based on a martial arts form, and the animation and watching these forms move is still as impressive. There's even more action now, but it is a full-on 2-hour movie. It's on Paramount Plus. Give it a look at. I have a little bit of an inspiration of possibly doing an Avatar Savage Worlds game coming up at Next Origins, because it was so much fun, the narrative and the story going along with that. Also, as an STL head, full disclosure, I own over 20,000 STLs right now. Am I going to print up all of them? No. Will I try to sell all of them? Yes. But
I don't even want to count how many STL files I have.
Don't. Just go to your library and hit count. No. But thanks for tuning in this week. Possibly the next time you see us, I might talk about a painting competition I'm planning on putting together for the. My hope is that I can make it interstate. Then later on, look at a national competition. But right now we're in the beginning parts of it, so might just be looking at friendly local game stores in the city of Columbus. But stay tuned. I'm going to have stuff ready for everybody. Love you all.
Yeah. Before we leave, I just want to say one thing. I just looked through that book real quick while Alan was talking. I forgot to say one thing. Have you ever wanted to fight a giant moving weapons factory? It's in there. It has a stat block. I forgot about the foundry. I opened it up like, I forgot about this.
Oh, wow.
Seriously. You want to mess with your players with that thing. All right, that's enough for me. Thank you all for joining us. Remember to like and subscribe so that way YouTube starts liking us, and so you don't miss out if you've enjoyed what we did today. So thank you all for joining us.
Okay, thank you all for joining us. See you later. Enjoy your game time.